Hello and welcome to this week's Pre-Foreclosure Daily Grind. This is a weekly training series on pre-foreclosure, the best darn video series you're going to find anywhere on the web. Each week we'll give you new tips and tricks relative to our business of pre-foreclosure and short sales. What we're going to do this week is we're going to pick up on where we left off last week, which was marketing. I get a lot of questions every week about marketing, about driving clients to you, a lot about direct mailing and other ways to get to clients. This one that I'm going to start out with is from Jim in Ohio. It says, Pat, my question is simple and classic. How best to find motivated sellers, and more importantly, how do I have them find you? Great question right there, and that's interesting two parts because they're going to be totally different. Okay, so let's touch a little bit first on direct mail. Now, direct mail in most markets is still a very effective, very inexpensive way to get to clients. Now, one thing I got to point out: your list, who you mail to, is more important than the copy that you mail to them. Got me on that? The list is more important than the copy. So if you don't have your list nailed down and you don't know that it's a perfect list, then forget about this conversation we're about to have until you get that part done. So I'm going to go in assuming that you got your list nailed down. We'll get into list generation maybe on the next week's call. But for now, let's assume that's nailed down and get into the letter and the copy itself. Okay? Two parts to this. We have the delivery, which would be the envelope or the box or whatever you send it in, and then we have the letter inside. And I guess there's three parts because all this can be part of what is described as lead generation. And we'll talk about lead generation another time as well. Let's go back to the envelope. All right. If you're in a competitive market, sending a standard envelope with pre-typed out, computer-generated stickies or printed on by your computer with a very generic stamp or even a mailroom stamp is not going to get your piece opened. I'll tell you, we're in a very competitive market. Our clients will see 150 to 200 pieces of mail over the course of 2 weeks, okay? And we still fight for that mailbox space because we do get lead generation. It does pay for itself, so we still go there. But we're very, very specific on how we do our mail. Our envelopes handwritten every time, no exceptions, okay? There's always a personalized return stamp, the kind you get for free sometimes. You can get them anywhere, but definitely a person's name, not a company, and a return address. I wouldn't put your home address on there. We use our office address, but it's a personalized return address. And our stamp. Our stamp is not the run-of-the-mill American flag. It's always something different. It could be they have a fruit series and vegetable series. They have birthday cakes. They have animals. Something is different, so it makes this whole package look very personalized. All right. So that's the beginning. At a bare minimum, handwritten, personalized return stamp, and then a real funky mailing stamp. Okay, that in and of itself is very tough not to open. If you're going to go to the next level, you're going to change up your envelopes. You may get a colorful envelope. You may get a really small envelope. You may get the giant oversized envelope. Okay, you got to watch your costs on those. But you can change that up. All right, so definitely do some of the very basics, but they're specific to getting these opens. If you want to really amp it up, you can go to small boxes. All right, now we start getting in that category of lumpy mail, which the cost does go up a bit, but again, it does get a better response. Cylinders, these cardboard tubes you can buy and send them in that, all different ways, and I would test each time and then track your results so you know what's going on. Alright, so now we get it open. People are looking at it and they've got 10 or 15 or 20 or 50 or 100 pieces of mail, so they're not going to spend much time on each piece of mail. And if they open yours because they selected yours out of the pile, they're not even going to open all of them, but you're not going to have much opportunity to impress these people. Every piece of mail that we have, the first thing they see when they open it up is a rock solid guarantee. Airtight. That all this, the purpose of this guarantee is to get them to read further into the letter. And the guarantee might say something like 100% guaranteed that if I don't provide an absolute acceptable or the best financial solution for you in 17 minutes of your time, I will pay you $500 there right on the spot. That's a pretty rock solid guarantee right there. If you're not comfortable with that, or you're not comfortable in the fact that you're going to give them what they're looking for, and you may be held accountable for the $500, tune it down to a $50 gas card or something like that. But put your money where your mouth is, okay? Tell these people that you're willing to take your time and your effort, and you're the best service to put it out there, and you're going to put your money where your mouth is and back it up. Right, we do the $500 guarantee because I know damn well that we give them the best offer, best solution that's available to them. So that's what they read first. Now, from that point going forward, and mind you, so far it is a benefit. That point going forward, we got to load it up with benefits to them, not with features about us. Let me explain that. Benefits to them are what we're going to do for them. Features describes what it is we do and describes who we are. Okay? The fact that we've helped 28 customers this month, that's a feature. That doesn't benefit them at all. If we're going to get them out from underneath this financial nightmare and get this load of bricks off their shoulders, that's a benefit to them. If we're going to allow them to sleep again at night for the first time in 6 months, that's a benefit to them. If we're going to provide them with the absolute best financial solution legally available, that's a benefit to them. The fact that we're a member of the Better Business Bureau, that's a feature about us. See the difference there? They're going to get back to those credentials later. Okay, so they're there for some reason, but not early on. They don't know us, we don't know them. We're building rapport in the early part of our copy here. Benefits, benefits, benefits. Okay? As you get further into the copy, you also got to put in that definitive call to action. Why is it that we're even contacting them? And then you got to give it to them in plain English, and then a drive to get them to do it. So what is their call to action? Well, in most cases, we want them to call us and want them to call us now. Okay, so I'll tell that all throughout the copy. They'll see our number 3, 4, 5 times, and I'll remind them of a guaranteed to them 17 minutes of your time. If you're not completely satisfied, $500 in cash in your pocket on the spot. That's pretty airtight right there. That's pretty gutsy. Okay, so keep thinking about benefits to them, and then call to action for them. The decisions they make are made on an emotional level. Once they've made a decision about you, they'll support it with the facts. The facts are going to be the features of your business. But we're dealing at a very emotional level, and that's what we have to appeal to. Okay? Empathy is one of the strongest emotions you can touch on. You understand. That's what empathy is. We understand their situation. Now, you can't come across saying it almost like you're looking down on them. Okay? You have to truly understand. You have to relay that feeling towards them, and they have to believe that, and which is sometimes tough to do in copy. But if you have a story about how you were in their shoes, that's a great way to connect on an empathy level, a level of understanding, and ultimately create this bond of trust. And that, my friends, is what we're getting to in all of our marketing copy, a level of trust. Once they trust us, they'll hear the rest of what we have to say. So we start out with a package that we get them to open. We load it with benefits so we get their ear. We followed up with a high level of empathy and understanding, develop a certain level of trust, so now they'll listen to our message, whether that be on a phone, whether it be in more copy, whether it be face-to-face in our office, okay? But we have to get them to that level before we can go any further. So with that, I'm going to sign off today. We'll pick up there next week, right where we left off. Until then, have a great week. Hopefully a lot of success in pre-foreclosure. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.